Late good afternoon to you. Just about 5:30. Well, here are the cities that reached 80 degrees today. Portland, PDX, as of 5 o'clock, 80 degrees. Scott boosted it. Hillsboro, Troutdale, the Dalles. A few of those spots were 81 as of 5 p.m. Again, the official report won't come in until 7:30 tonight, and then the one that actually goes in the climate book comes out around 4:30 tomorrow morning. You folks in Salem were 75 yesterday. You hit 77 today. I said on KGW Sunrise Show this morning that wherever you were yesterday, you're probably going to warm up 2 degrees, maybe three, and I forecasted 80 in Portland because PDX hit 77 yesterday, and all of that has come exactly true. So I hope you're enjoying the warm weather. I thought it was pretty pleasant out this afternoon, but I know once we hit 80 and above, some people are like, hold back the train, right? Here was a beautiful scene this afternoon. This is the end of the Oregon Trail Interpretive Center down in Oregon City, part of my live camera network. It looks like some sort of gathering or activity out there on the beautiful lawn at the Interpretive Center. That's nice to see. Other temperatures, these are all 5 o'clock readings, okay? So not necessarily the high today, but the 5 o'clock temperature to give you a sampling. Everybody had sun. 80 in Portland. There's a 77 in Salem. The camera lens is dirty. Astoria 63, Lincoln City 59, Newport only 55. It was sunny at the coast. That's the camera looking from Gearhart by the Sea down toward Seaside up there in the North Coast. And then out in the gorge, also warm. The Dalles 80, Hood River 77 degrees. We had temperatures, I know it was at least mid 50s up at Timberline. Might have been a little bit warmer. I didn't go through all the hourly obs. And I do know that up at Government Camp, as expected, temperatures warmed into the lower 60s. So everybody getting in on the act today of this warm weather. So, it's pretty amazing that if you go back to Tuesday of this week, day one of this warm up, Tuesday we hit 68 degrees, tied for the warmest day of the year at that point. It also was only the fourth day this month, April, that we had warmed out of the 50s into the 60s, which to me was absolutely astounding. That really just shouted what a chilly April this has been by typical climate standards. Then yesterday, we made a big deal of finally we did it. Portland reached 70 or better for the first time this year. We hit 77. Again, we were approaching a record. I think the record is May 5th. So if we didn't have this current warming trend, we may not have made it to 70 degrees next week, and we could have been looking at the latest in the season to ever hit 70. And now here we are, just one day later, and I'm telling you that we have reached 80 degrees for the very first time. If you go back not too long ago, what's today, the 27th? Back on the 20th of the month, I think I got the date right, the high was only 50. So really a tremendously rapid warm-up. So yesterday we talked about 70s. Today we'll talk about 80s. The earliest we've ever done that out at the airport, March 16th, back in 1947. The average day to finally hit 80 for the first time on any given year is May 8th. So we're doing this, roughly, about 10 days earlier than normal. So that's right in the wheelhouse, really. Latest in the season, June 12th, back in 2010. And it still looks like tomorrow will be the warmest of this bunch of warm days. The record tomorrow is 82. Again, it's the lowest record high for Portland of this entire week, and it's the one that will likely fall. The record today, by the way, is 86. The record tomorrow is 82. I think we're going to be in the mid-80s. We'll break that. Then the record Saturday is 87. We will not get that warm. So anyway, it's really interesting that yesterday the headline was, hey, we hit 70 for the first time, and now we're hitting 80 for the first time. So let's get you into the weekend and through next week, okay? So as I mentioned, it still looks like tomorrow is the warmest day overall. We have this high pressure ridge. It's just sitting right on top of us. So that's kind of mounding heat. And there has been, I should say, a bit of a migration of some warmer air coming up out of Nevada and California into our area as well. And then what we add tomorrow is a surface east wind, noticeably breezy. Maybe by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, if you live in East Clark County, East Multnomah County areas out near the gorge. Winds in the gorge tomorrow. Could be some gusts in the west gorge between 30 and 40. Breezes more like the 25, I think, in Gresham or Camas. But that east wind, remember, if you are a local, you know this. That east wind is a heating agent. It will actually boost our temperatures up another category. for tomorrow, for the areas that are near the North Valley out into the gorge. Anyway, okay. So tomorrow is going to be the warmest of the bunch. I didn't change these maps. I showed these to you a couple of days ago, but they really haven't changed. Again, here's tomorrow's warm air. I mentioned this is warm air that in part is migrating out of California, Nevada, then kind of nosing northward into our area. These numbers are 5,000 foot, 850 millibar temperatures in Celsius. So at 5,000 feet tomorrow, it's going to be plus 17 Celsius. And if you mix that down to surface air, that gives us a strong potential to be 84 tomorrow. So again, another kind of I mentioned categories. I think most forecasters do in terms of 5 degrees. So if you warm up 5 degrees, that's another categorical, shot of warming. And then this does show you the east wind tomorrow coming out of the gorge. Not the windiest thing in the world, but enough to produce warming all the way to the north coast. There might be a cooler breeze down in parts of Lincoln County and Newport tomorrow. Any east wind we get tomorrow, that would be just a one-day pony, and then that's gone. Here's a beautiful camera from the inn at Ottercrest. This is down in Lincoln County, south of Depot Bay. It still looks like at least the north coast, near the Columbia River, where the east wind flows most certain, Astoria, Seaside, Tillamook area, that we will see 80-degree temperatures with sun at the beach tomorrow. Saturday, that wind flow quickly switches back to the west-southwest. There could be some low clouds in the morning. Temperatures will cool all the way back down to the 60s. So the coast has been here. Tomorrow you're going to go there, and then Saturday you come right back down. And then Sunday showers in the forecast, or at least some light moisture with temperatures in the 50s. So none of that's changed. This has been, if you've been following along this week, a very, very consistent forecast, really going back to last week, what we would say would happen this week. Okay, so tomorrow the warmest day. Saturday cools off at the coast. We could still hit 80 or low 80s, potentially with sun, inland areas on Saturday. Sunday's the day that the pattern changes for everybody. We all cool down. Courtesy of KGW TV. This is their Futurecast model. This is Sunday at 7 in the morning, showing the marine deck of low clouds solid at the coast. The green is some drizzle or light precipitation. Again, this is early. It's starting to show low clouds pushing up into Salem. I do believe eventually odds are good that we'll get this low cloud cover kind of encompassing up and down the valley. We may not get much in terms of measurable precip on Sunday. It might be more of like a drizzle or sprinkles or traceable amounts, which takes me to this map. Again, courtesy to KGW TV for this. I think this is the European model on KGW's maps, if you will. This is how much rain will fall or could fall starting Sunday and going through Tuesday morning, Tuesday almost at noon at 11:20 in the morning. So there you are, 2.5 days, only 1,200 in Lincoln City, only 5/107 in Salem and Portland and Kelso. A little bit more out when you get into the foothills and the rising topography of the Cascades and out into the gorge. But I mean, this is light stuff. And Sunday might only be a trace to 1/100th of an inch. So I started to say this a couple days ago. If you have outdoor plans on Sunday, it's definitely going to be cooler, and we may not get much sun. But it could be either A, amazingly dry, or we get some drizzle that is kind of annoying but doesn't really add up to much in terms of measurable precip. So again, that's Sunday. Okay, what about looking into next week? I just went, I kind of stepped, if you will, some upper level maps. So this is tomorrow. This is that strong ridging. See how the brown color is 579, 580 millibar height. That's really warm. That's why we're going to easily be up in the 80s tomorrow, one of the reasons. And you see the ridging up over us, so we're in the center of the heat. Now, Sunday is the day it changes big time. And then by Monday, here's the trough that works in on Sunday. Monday, see the dipping and the red colors? That's the trough of low pressure. That's going to cool us off. There's a upper level low. It's off the coast of Oregon. It's going to help spin up enough energy to give us at least some precipitation. That's Monday. That cold trough starts to pull out somewhat and drop to the south as we go into Wednesday. So now here's the trough elongated up and down the coast of Washington and Oregon down to California on Monday. By Wednesday, there's that same low, but now notice the entire system is dropping to our south. And when these upper level lows drop to our south like that, it's tough to tell if they're going to spin up showers into our area or not. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Extended forecast models don't really handle this that well. But it's why when I show you my 7-day, you're going to see a shower chance starting Sunday, continuing through Wednesday, and even into Thursday, and maybe even into Friday. It's Friday when that what I call the axis, the center of this trough, actually finally swings in. So that's going to give us a handful of days next week with ongoing chances of precipitation. It will be a south wind flow, and you'll notice I've actually warmed up my extended numbers on the 7-day. Here we come. So tomorrow, record high temperature. I'm going with what the National Weather Service, what they call the blended model, is showing, which is 86 degrees. The air itself tomorrow, the temperature profiles that we look at is warmer than today. Plus, you're going to get the east wind. I'd be shocked if we're not at least 5 degrees warmer. So we'll see how warm we go. The record tomorrow is 82. I think that's a slam dunk we break it. Saturday, partly cloudy to maybe still mostly sunny inland. 80 or maybe even a little bit warmer. Okay, we don't really get into the colder air until Sunday. And there's that rapid cool down, a high of 65. We talked about the precip chances. Monday's still cool. Here's the change. I've warmed up Tuesday to 70 because we get into more of a south flow around that low, and the air doesn't look that cold, and we may not see that much rain. So these highs will depend on the number of showers we see or don't see. And then, I mean, this is way out there, but what the heck? I have to put something on the graphic, right? Thunderstorm chance Thursday of next week. What I am seeing is moisture migrating along the Cascades in an unstable fashion. That would be mountain thunderstorms. Maybe some of those would migrate into our area. Now, the odds of the pattern changing just a little bit, which will basically throw that storm chance out the window, is pretty high. But that's the way the 7-day looks right now. Okay, thanks for watching my video and using my YouTube channel. I hope you have subscribed. That helps me when you do. I hope you've told some friends about it. When I'm not available on video on a daily basis, you can find my forecast manually updated, my work on portlandweather.com. That's my website, my weather site that I own and operate. And with that, I will wish you a pleasant night. Enjoy the sunshine.